Hi everyone, it's Rhonda Head coming to you live from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and welcome to Indigenous Superstars this evening. So I'm coming to you live on location in Winnipeg. I had a doctor's appointment, so I came in for a couple of nights, and I'm going to be heading back home to Opaskwayak, where that's where I'm from, and that's where I usually go live for Indigenous Superstars. I want to give a huge shout out to Kaylee Cardinal for winning the Juno tonight. That's so awesome. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you, and your music is so awesome, and you deserve to win the award. And I want to congratulate all the Indigenous musicians that were nominated this evening too for the Juno Awards. So congratulations to everyone. And on Saturday, I took part in the virtual brain tumor walk in Opaskwayak. It was the first walk that we did. And here's my T-shirt that they give us. I supported a local family there who recently lost their 9-year-old son to a aggressive brain tumor, and his name is Ryder Armstrong, and he was he brought the whole communities together in Opaskwayak and DePaul, and he melted all our hearts. He was so beautiful, and he was such a beautiful spirit, and it was really wonderful to walk with him, and to walk in memory of him and with his family. So I just want to give a shout out to his mom, Alyssa Whitehead. She's probably out in Opaskwayak. Hi, Alyssa. The other thing I want to announce is that I have a upcoming virtual concert for the Brain Tumor Foundation. They started a concert series, and they asked me to do a virtual show, which will air live on July 7. I think it's going to be about 3:00 Central Standard Time, but I'll announce that soon as the date comes closer. So I'm excited to do that, and I hope you guys tune in for that. And then I have another announcement to make. This book that I wrote, that's me there in my outfit. It's called Mezzo Soprano, Memoirs of a Res Girl. I entered it in a book contest, and a review came back, and they said, or the person that did my review gave me a 5-star review. So I'm really proud about that, so it's available online or available at McNally Robinson in Winnipeg. So I'm pretty excited about that, and also want to announce that I'm going to start working on my second edition probably in the fall, and my goal is to complete my second edition by probably by February, March of next year. Hopefully we'll be done with COVID, and hopefully the world will be back to normal. So tonight we have a really exciting guest. Like every week, my guests are always exciting, but this week we have Vince Fontaine, and he's the founder of Eagle and Hawk and Indian City, and I'm just going to read his bio for you. For more than 20 years, Canadian band Eagle and Hawk has brought roots rock across North America and Europe with multi-award-winning tracks and albums. Winnipeg-based guitarist Vince Fontaine founded Eagle and Hawk with former CFS All-Star Troy Westwood in 1995. And within 2 years, the band began touring overseas in Europe. In 1998, Jay Bodner joined Eagle and Hawk as the lead singer, creating growing demand for their powerful live performance. They soon wrote and released their second album, Indian City, a continuation of their sound loved by fans old and new. Adding Indigenous themes to their songwriting, their lyrics were filled with emotion and authenticity, connecting deeply with audiences worldwide. Blending inspired vision with musical talent, Eagle and Hawk furthered their progressive style of rock, steeped in roots, fusion, and catchy songwriting, and continued to earn fans and loads of fanfare. The band has been met with critical acclaim in the music industry, with more than 70 nominations and 35 major award wins, including a Juno Award, Canadian Music Awards, Canadian Aboriginal Music Awards, Native American Awards, Indian Summer Music Awards, as well as several Aboriginal People's Choice Music Awards. With 8 albums under their belt, Eagle and Hawk's vast repertoire brings fans back again and again. So do their energizing, interactive, and experiential performances. Rounding out the band as longtime members, Lawrence Spatch, Mulhull, bass, and Rich Reed, drums. Ray Coco Stevenson also brings his world class Indigenous vocal style to the band as a featured guest. Eagle and Hawk alumni have had their own successful careers across North America, including outstanding Canadian talents like Brent Fitz, drummer slash Alice Cooper, the Guess Who, and Steve Broadhurst, drummer Doc Walker. Eagle and Hawk career highlights include 2 Canada Day performances on Ottawa's Parliament Hill in 2005 and 2019, 2 appearances at the famed New Orleans Jazz Festival in 2011 and 2015, Summerfest, folk festivals across North America, more than a dozen national televised performances, more than 12 European tours, and many more performances across the US, Canada, and Europe. Seen by millions worldwide, Eagle and Hawk has joined the ranks as one of the long running success stories in Canadian music history. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring in the legend himself, Vince Fontaine.
Hey,
How are you doing, Vince?
thank you for that introduction. Thank you. I
That's
guess,
an awesome bio.
yeah, it's not a bad bio. Well, when you've been in the music business as long as, I'm just kidding. It is really an honor to have a music career that, spans several years, several decades, of course, right? So thanks for that introduction. And yeah, I mean, we're not the first. Eagle and Hawk's not the first. I could easily look beside me or ahead and look at, hey, there's the career of Seaweed or Shin Goose or Redbone or people like that, right? They've they've also been in the music business a long time and paving the way as well, right? So
Right. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. So what inspired you to get into music?
my mom, I would say,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
the quick answer.
And can you
Well,
expand on that?
well, she took me in the taxi, red patch taxi, to the pawn shop way back when. Well, no, it was. Let me back up here and be more general and give you a whole background. Is I was really fortunate that my mom, she was a member of the Columbia Record House Club, where she had all these LPs and albums would get delivered to her house back in the late '70s, and
Hmm.
so exposed to a lot of music. And I had 3 sisters that were very musically inclined, and they always introduced me to a lot of music stuff. Different artists that I'd never heard of. So I grew up listening to everything from Santana, even back in the day, Neil Diamond, um, Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd, all of these artists, Led Zeppelin, and they were kind of brought to me by way of the music that was played at our house where we lived in North Kelowna and Elmwood.
Cool. So what was the first instrument that you started learning?
Um, I had an acoustic guitar that my mom got for me, and so we didn't have YouTube, and I didn't get music lessons, so I just kind of had to learn from watching people maybe in the neighborhood play some chords, which was if you could learn how to play a Neil Young song like Down by the River or Cinnamon Girl or something like that, that was really kind of the start of it. We didn't have, like I said, YouTube to learn a song and a guitar solo. So you learned these songs off the album or by your friend if they could play something like that. And that's how it started. But I'll tell you one incident that happened in the mid 70s. So my cousins, all from Saugeen, of course, and on the Briere family, the Briere side, one of my cousins was Karen Briere, and she's in Saugeen still. She was going out with Don Ranville, and Don Ranville is and was the drummer for the Ranville, one of the Ranville bands back in the day, which at that time was Sterling Ranville and the Ranville Trio. And of course, even in those days, Seaweed Band was already becoming a legend. And so
Mm-hmm.
Don was with my cousin Karen Briere. They, of course, had a couple of children, which was Donovan Briere and Mike Briere from, they put that group together, brothers from different mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Mike Briere, Michelle Briere, he plays drums for Buffy St. Marie. So I was introduced to music, seeing it maybe at their house. They had all the equipment set up. And this was in the north end off of Mountain Avenue in the mid 70s. And it was so cool. The first time I'd ever seen a Fender guitar. It was really incredible and so inspiring to see a guitar chord or a mic stand. It really got me excited that thinking, I gotta play music maybe someday. So that
Cool.
was kind of an interesting story. That was certainly a marker that I remembered quite a bit.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
well, can you tell us how you decided to start a band, the Eagle and Hawk band? Like, what made you decide to start a band up?
Um, so I'll kind of back up and, I was a guitar player and learned how to play a lot of the tunes, rock, some country rock and rock of the day, whether it was Zeppelin or some of the top 40 stuff. And so I started playing. My first bar gig was in Winnipeg at the Royal Albert Hotel in Halloween, October 31st of 1983 was my first bar gig.
Mhm.
So I was pretty excited just to go to a bar and get paid. It was really exciting. I was really nervous up on stage, and I think at that time we were playing U2, New Year's Day. We were playing that song, and I Will Follow, and all these kind of punk new wave songs that they had going on at the time. And so I was in a band, and we played. So carried on, and I started playing around the Winnipeg, club scene, right?
Mhm.
So mid '80s, or yeah, I suppose the mid '80s, and played the clubs, and it was a lot of fun. You played 5 or 6 days a week, and you really got the experience and honed learned a bit about playing live to an audience and being professional. So that was really exciting, and I was just I just wanted to play music, and everybody, of course, in those days, the ultimate goal was to get this um, thing called the record deal. We all wanted
Right.
to get a record deal. We didn't know what it was, but we knew that if you got a record deal, your music would be on the radio and you'd probably play on TV and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
So that was the mid '80s, and started playing the whole circuit for quite a few years, over and over. The club circuit in Western Canada and Ontario, the A circuit they called it. So you'd play, 10, 12, 15 clubs in Winnipeg, and then you do a couple of weeks up north, whether it was at Thompson at the Head Frame or the Paw we played, the West Canada. I remember playing there and singing in the band house right by the railroad tracks quite,
Oh
quite
yeah.
a few times over the years. And it was rock and roll. And, we'd go out and hang out at the Gateway or different places. So it was a lot of fun, I tell you, right? So we played those places and, Western Canada. And I was in a band who was wanting to get a record deal in 1990, 91, 92. And I remember in 1990 in this band I was in called Black Jacket. And, we were playing a lot of the cool bars we thought in Canada, like Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Regina, Calgary, Edmonton, Jasper. It was really fun to do that and to travel and, be put up in a hotel and get paid. It was really quite something to do. So
That's cool.
one particular summer in 1990, I remember we were traveling through Regina. We were doing a gig there. And next thing you know, by their legislature was a bunch of teepees set up. And I was thinking, hey, this is cool. What's going on here? Why is there teepees set up there? And when I went to Saskatoon, same thing, right? In Edmonton. And I realized that those folks that were set up were there in protest and honoring the oil crisis. They were protesting and showing solidarity for the Oka crisis in the summer of 1990.
Right.
And in that particular instance of me being in a band and kind of watching Indigenous people needing to have as much support and voice as possible, that kind of tugged at my spirit big time. That would be the catalyst that would probably plant the seed that I needed to do something more than just be in a music group. I needed to be in a music group that's somehow talk about Indigenous issues and stuff like that. And that that became kind of Eagle and Hawk's kind of a statement, which probably arrived us at around 93, 94.
Cool. That's awesome.
And of course, a lot of people know that Eagle and Hawk was started just as kind of a fun writing project.
You're freezing up.
And started with West. Putting out the door that we want.
Yeah, you're cutting up, Vince.
Use of the time, right?
Yeah.
Hang on. How's that?
Better.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, you keep cutting.
How's that?
You keep freezing up here and there, but I think, I can hear you now.
Keep
And
cutting up.
yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move over to a
Okay.
different section here. Just one
Okay.
sec here. See if you can. Nope. Any better? How's that?
Your screen is frozen.
How's that?
Okay, I could see. Yep, better.
Is that better now?
You keep cutting out.
Testing 1, 2.
Yeah, you keep cutting out.
No.
No.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Well, what I can do is I can play the video that your latest video that you have. I can play that, and then in the meantime, we'll try and get your back on. So I'm going to remove you for a bit, and then I'm going to share your latest video.
One life, you and I, are we satisfied with everything we long for? Look above, reach for love, lines in the sand are slowly getting stronger. It doesn't matter even if you're right. Check the facts before you set the fire. What kind of place have we made this world? I don't wanna take a side. I don't wanna run and hide. When it's said and done, I'm to believe. We're living in the great divide. I see the news, opposing views. Can't tell if it's fake, real or truthful. See the earth for what it's worth, where everything can be so beautiful. Am I wishing for something that is crazy? Like a world of trust that's new and faith in me. As life goes on, am I just getting older? I don't wanna take a side. I don't wanna run and hide. When it's said and done, I'm to believe. We're living in the great divide, so come a little closer. Great divide, so come a little closer. The great divide, so come a little closer. Great divide, so come a little closer. Doesn't really matter where you've been. It don't matter, we can start again. Oh, where everybody wins. I don't wanna take a side. I don't wanna run and hide. When it's said and done, I'm to believe. We're living in a great divide, so come a little closer. So come a little closer, the close divide. So come a little closer, yeah. So come a little closer, stop the great divide. So come a little closer, oh no. So come a little closer. Closer. So come a little 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 closer. Closer. So come a little 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 closer, closer. So come a little 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 closer, closer. So come a little closer. So come a little closer.
That's an awesome video. Can you hear me, Vince? Okay, you're freezing up again. But that was a really awesome video. And I believe you just released that video too. And yeah, it's a great message in there. Great images. Thank you for making that video. It's exactly what the world needs to come closer together, especially with all the racism going on in the world. So thank you for that video. I'm sure it's gonna do well. And uh, is I believe his song is on the Indigenous Music Countdown right now. Okay, I see you.
Hello.
I see you.
I see you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. Hopefully you don't freeze up. Even though it's what,
Yeah,
almost
good.
40 degrees outside.
Yeah, you're right. I know it's pretty warm.
It's very warm, yeah. So
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna ask you one more question, and then we're gonna end the show. I just wanted to know, like, you're a real incredible songwriter, and just want to know, like, where do you get your inspiration to write your songs? Okay, you're frozen again. You're frozen up again. But if anybody out there wants to hear, okay, are you? Yeah, you're freezing up. So I'll just announce to the people that joined us today. Hi, thanks for tuning in, and you can find Vince's music on eagleandhawk.com. They have their own website, and they also have a YouTube channel. So go and subscribe to their channel. And unfortunately, yeah, Vince's screen is freezing up. So well, maybe we could probably re-interview him again in the future, because he has so much stories to tell us. And he's a legend in the music industry, and I would love to interview you again, Vince. Can you hear me? So yeah, I'd like to redo the interview with Vince, because he, like I said, he's a legend in the music industry, and he mentored me, and you know, I wouldn't be where I am today without Vince's mentoring and his knowledge in the music industry. So I was just saying, Vince, that I want to re interview you again. So we'll make sure the screens are working properly, because I have a lot of questions to ask you, and you're such a great mentor for all of us in the music industry. So like I said, we can get your music on all the social media sites, Spotify and Apple, and go check out their website, eagleandhawk.com. And I'm gonna sign out. And usually I get the guests to give some words.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'll have you again when I guess better internet connection. That's probably what's going on there. And yeah, so stay safe, stay healthy. Kisagitin. My next guest is Tracy Bone, the beautiful Tracy Bone, and I'm re-interviewing Gabriel Ayala, because the last interview I did with him, to the internet wasn't working. So I'm gonna re-interview Gabe, and then I'll be re-interviewing again Vince when we have better connection, because yeah, you have lots to share with us, and yeah, and I want to hear more about your stories too. So I guess okay, bye everyone. See you on Thursday.